Today we're going to show you how we do an emissions cleaning on a Peterbilt 567 with a Paccar MX13 engine. This is an after-treatment system cleaning. As you can see, we start by removing the intake charge pipe. This cleaning will clean your vehicle's whole entire emissions system. We put a BG solvent in the crankcase, which will clean the rings in the piston, increasing the compression back to the engine. We also put a fuel system cleaner in the tank that heats up and runs through the entire engine. This piece is the injector attachment we use, which injects the solvent into the engine by atomizing it. This chokes off the air so we can raise the exhaust temperature, which needs to be about 900 to 1200 degrees in order to bake off all of the carbon and soot buildup inside of the exhaust system. We're putting the correct size adapter on for this engine, as there are many different sizes for different liters of engines. Here you can see us installing the injector plate into the air intake. This service will clean the variable geometry turbo, selective catalyst reducer, diesel particulate filter, diesel oxidation catalyst, and the catalytic converter, if there is one. It cleans the inside of the intake, the exhaust valves, and the tops of the pistons. It's a full emissions restoration service. When serviced once a year, it keeps your truck healthy and eliminates possible emissions issues. We put the BG solvent into the emissions restoration machine. This is the solvent that's injected through the injector plate we attached earlier. We use 1 gallon of this fluid for the cleaning. This machine has a heat exchanger which heats up the fluid to 140 degrees. Now we're going to hook up the J-Pro software to monitor the exhaust temperatures. We have to get the exhaust temperature up to high heat before we run the chemicals through the engine, so that it bakes off all of the buildup and the fluids can do their job. We monitor the live data to make sure we get the exhaust temperatures up to what we need. We raise the idle with the throttle pedal using a depressor in order to get the temperatures high enough. Once the exhaust temperatures are high enough, we can then inject the cleaner into the system. Once we reach 900 degrees, we turn on the machine, which engages process mode and actually begins injecting the solvent into the engine. This is what the solvent looks like being atomized into the intake. And this is what it looks like when the system is burning off all of the soot in the engine and cleaning everything. And boy, does that stink! If you look here, you can see how clean it is. This was entirely soot loaded. Now the entire intake looks like this. The tops of the pistons, the tops of the valves are all clean as well.
Ooh!
From here, we run a Regen Service to monitor everything. This is the live data showing all engine functions. We can make sure here that the temperatures are correct and check the soot load to ensure a successful cleaning. If you want your truck to run efficiently, we suggest performing this service once a year. Or you could just leave all that soot in the engine.